I'm not gonna lie, Deepwoken isn't really a permadeath roguelike game. Yes, Deepwoken is a difficult game with permanent character loss, reading off the main game page, but if you're experienced with the game, losing a build isn't something that happens often. What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we're gonna talk about how Deepwoken tries to implement permadeath elements and how the community is a bit confused about what's gonna happen in the future. Deepwoken is a game where losing characters can happen, and it sucks when it actually does. Being sent to the depths was super annoying and less difficult because it forced you to go through layer 2 and escape that way using the ignition drill, and it just took up time. Of course, yes, if you are a new player, layer 2 can be quite difficult, but for those that are experienced, nothing new is offered for this, and yeah, it can just be annoying. Luckily though, this has changed in the last update where it now says after 15 drowns, trials increase in difficulty instead of sending you to layer 2. Those dreaded 20-minute escapes through the snow are no longer a problem, but we still have to respect the law of equivalent exchange. If Deepwoken becomes less annoying, such as easier progression or not having to waste time in layer 2, it must also become more difficult. Yes, this is harder, but the game will also be much faster. It's the same exact thing as Trial of 1, it's an obstacle, but this will speed up your gameplay. Anyway, the trials offered in the new Depths Escape will actually wipe builds, and it's scary. As a player and content creator myself, nobody likes to wipe a character, but for developers, Deepwoken is not being successful if players are not wiping. A lot of people downplay this, but there were many ways to avoid wiping builds added in the recent updates, such as shrines, which are here to help us fix our builds and prevent us from wasting more time. So what else is Deepwoken missing? Well, a lot of players think that Deepwoken is too easy, and that's to be expected from PvE content. Personally, I think that every single mob and every single boss can be learned since they have a set pattern, and realistically, if you understand these patterns, everything in Deepwoken becomes easy, and that's what the modifiers are for. But when we talk about PvP combat, that becomes controversial. In a game where builds can be lost forever, people dislike dying, and of course, why wouldn't they? If you die in the overworld, most of the time, yeah, you can just level up or escape the depths to restore your full HP, but there are some crazy things that might be added to make PvP actually risky. Of course, the new relic, Void Spire, turns a giant area into a temporary void zone, sending any player into layer 1 on grip. And I see how players could get mad about this, but again, it also affects your opponents, so anybody who dies will be sent to the depths. Something else they have done is Corrupt Reaper, sending players into the depths by holding C, so this will instantly send you down and, give you a drown. These buffs are pretty crazy, but getting a Void Spire or Corrupt Reaper Bell actually takes a ton of work, and the PvP players must be forced to play PvE. Deepwoken is trying to be a roguelike game, similar to games such as Risk of Rain, where the environment is very fast-paced, but also much more harsh. It might be hard to please everybody, but right now the state of the game is pretty dead, so they're making it harder and faster to make more interesting gameplay. If you're not happy about this, it's not all that bad. If players are wiping and the game becomes too difficult and unfun, progression will actually be improved, and this makes sense. If you can lose your build pretty quickly, making the builds can also be accelerated by, more XP, whatever they think is fit. Right now, it might seem a bit weird, but share your opinions so the devs understand what you think. Anyway, that's all for now, and make sure to like and subscribe. Have a good one. It's punchin' time.